he knows the real, so anybody that's a man at heart can be honest with themselves, you know, so he knows I won that fight, and I feel like he know I deserve a rematch.
A fighter, but you're stealing credit from my victory. And not only that, if your fight would have caught up, and then we had a bit of back and forth, and I was just like, do you know what?
Move you did. Now it's how insulted you are, or how triggered you are, how you're going to react to that. Are you going to let a man mug you off, call you a dog to your face? How are you going to react? Are you going to come back with some facts? Are you going to come back with violence? You don't know. So I want to see how that interaction is.
Jermaine Franklin has hit out at Moses Itauma and is already demanding a rematch after the loss. Franklin says the fight was stopped too early and believes the decision was unfair. He sounded angry and frustrated, insisting he was still fine and should have been allowed to continue. Franklin also made it clear that he doesn't rate Itauma's power, claiming he was never seriously hurt during the fight. He repeated that he feels robbed and believes the stoppage took away his chance to carry on and respond. Moses Itauma fired back at Jermaine Franklin and quickly rejected his complaints, saying Franklin is only trying to take attention away from a clear victory. Itauma made it clear that the win was his and said no excuses can change that. He also revealed there was some tense exchange backstage, but brushed it off as Franklin reacting out of frustration. Itauma even claimed Franklin accused him of cheating in the dressing room, adding even more tension to the situation.
No, I don't respect shit. You gotta hurt me for real. If you hurt me, then I respect. But I didn't feel like he hurt me good enough for me to, respect any power. So, I mean, he can hit, but I'm not saying he's weak or anything, but I wasn't hurt.
The wider view doesn't support Jermaine Franklin's complaints, with many questioning how he can argue the stoppage when he looked in no condition to carry on. His reaction is being seen more as frustration after defeat than a genuine case of injustice. At the same time, Moses Itauma is getting plenty of praise for what many see as a standout performance. Some are even saying the heavyweight division could be witnessing the rise of a future star with huge opportunities now ahead of him.
And then I was just like, do you know what? It is what it is, isn't it? And then he obviously came in the change room and he said, obviously...
Carl Froch gave a brutal breakdown of the finish, saying Jermaine Franklin was already gone before the referee stepped in. He explained that Moses Itauma's punches had completely taken the energy out of him and left him unable to recover. Froch also praised Itauma's sharp timing and accuracy, pointing out that even a simple jab was enough to send Franklin down. For him, it was a ruthless finish that handed Franklin the first stoppage loss of his career.
I don't know how that happens. He was clearly not fit to fight anymore, and it was going to get worse. I just don't understand that. That makes no sense to me. So that could have just been sour grapes, talking about the referee stopped it too early. But Moses Itauma, what a performance. I can't say enough about how excited I am for this kid, and he's got the world in the palm of his hand right now.
Counterpunch Boxing cast out on Jermaine Franklin's version of events, suggesting the aftermath of the knockout may have left him confused. They highlighted Franklin's claim that he could have got back up, even though the fight had already been stopped. The debate then turned toward whether Franklin is remembering the moment clearly or simply refusing to accept how hurt he really was when the referee called it off.
Now, misfits are talking about maybe something happening, and if that's got any legs, we have to speak to Callis Allen. But if any kind of fight was going to materialise between me and you, it wouldn't be for financial gain. I'm sorry to burst your bubble. There's no money to be had. If I do decide, or if anything can materialise, if this stupidity becomes real because of the misfit scene and because of this YouTube bollocks that's going on, all this bullshit where they're putting mismatches in with each other, I'd be doing it for charity. I don't think you're short of a few quid. I certainly don't need the money. So
Frank Warren defended the stoppage and praised Moses Itauma's performance, saying Jermaine Franklin had shown plenty of toughness before the ending came. He pointed out that Franklin had never been stopped before, which makes the finish even more impressive. Warren also backed the referee's decision, insisting the fight was ended at the right time after Itauma landed a sharp and damaging combination.
How it was, unless he's seen or looked up and seen the ref wave it off and he just kind of laid there for a while. But he said, well, I felt I could get up, but they stopped the fight. I don't know if that's the case. I can't rock with that. I don't know if he intentionally lied or whatever. Maybe because he got hit, maybe he was confused on.
Jermaine Franklin admitted he drifted away from his coach's plan and got caught by the shot that dropped him. Even so, he insists he still had enough left to get back up and believes the referee moved in too quickly. Franklin says the stoppage took away his chance to keep fighting, once again suggesting he was never fully finished and could have recovered if given the opportunity.
No, look, he's tough. We know who he was in with. A tough guy, never been stopped. 4 years ago, AJ couldn't stop him. Gillian, 4 years ago, couldn't stop him. He was very patient. He took some really good shots. And you could see him a couple of times loading up to throw that right hand. He boxes well. He's got a good boxing brain. He does his work, gets out, and then comes back. He's back on you. The shots were brilliant. Those two shots. He knocks him out with the first one, and the second caught him with another hard shot going down. Face down, and the corner are screaming that it shouldn't have been stopped. They're nuts.
The sky's the limit. Like I've never been a quitter, so just back to the drawing board. Got to change some shit up.
Johnny Nelson breaks down